Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be learning how to make an A-shaped skirt or a mermaid skirt using the slash and spread method. The slash and spread method is a method that is commonly used to achieve fullness in fashion and designing. And this method gives you an effect that cutting directly on the fabric would naturally not give you. And in today's video, we're going to explore that in order to make a mermaid skirt. This is our front block. As you can see, it is written CF here. F stands for front, CF center front, SF side front. We have the hip line, the knee line, and this is the hem. This is your dart. This is the back block. As you can see, we have SB, which is side back, CB, center back. Now, if you look closely, you would realize that, let me turn it this way. This place here on the side, on the center back, I mean, CB, you can see, is not straight, it's curvy. Same for the side, it's curvy. Now this for the side is understandable because this is where you make your hip curve around this area. This is the waist and this is the hip, this is the knee line. So you make your curve from the waist here to your hip and then to your knee. This block as it is for a pencil skirt. This here that you are seeing that is not straight like this is used to give your back a natural shape. I would explain this further when we are drafting a fresh skirt block, but in this video I just want to make it clear that this place here, that's the center back, is what would give you a natural curve at the back. So instead of having a bulged zip, when you make this shape here, you will not have a bulged zip. Everything is going to lie flat, just like the human back is. You know, the human back is not straight like this. No, it is curvy like an S. There's a part where it falls in to create the shape, and then the back is like this. The bum or the ass, whatever you call it, like this, and the human body continues like this. So in order to have your clothes align with the shape of your body, we created this curve here. I would explain further, like I said, sometimes when we are making this fresh skirt block. Now moving on. This as it is, sorry about that, this is the back dart, and then the hip line, and the knee line. We're going to start with the front block, and to start it we'll start working from the knee here. Okay, I zoomed it so we'll see what I am doing. Now we're going to start from the knee. This is our knee. So what you do first is you take the measurements of the knee, whatever side of your measurement you want to use with your ruler or anything. We have 17 here. We now find the midpoint of 17, which is 8.5. We'll mark it here. on the knee line here, 8.5 centimeters. And then we'll come down here and also find the midpoint of the hem. And it is 17 centimeters, which means the midpoint is also going to be 8.5. Now you connect this with a straight line, like so. And when you're done with that, you start your slash method. So you cut to the knee line, not through it, just exactly at the knee line. Remember, this is the front. So we'll cut. And this is it, the knee line. We didn't cut through it, we only cut to it. And then we'll cut to the side. Now, just like the knee line, we didn't cut through it. We're also not going to cut through the side front. We're just going to cut to it, but not through it. So. Be careful not to cut through it, just cut to it. And this is what we have. If it's not opening properly, you still cut as close as you can to the side front, but not completely out. Like this is perfect. You can see that everything is lying flat, nothing is moving, and it's opening. That's it. Now you get a fresh paper, and then you put your paper under. Now, in order not to waste paper, I don't know where you are coming from, but in my place, the economy is bad, and the price of everything has skyrocketed. So we're going to manage paper. Instead of now using a lot of paper, we're just going to use just a little paper. If you have, let's say, excess paper that you can use, fine. You just place everything, the entire block, on a fresh paper if you can. If not, you just go halfway like this, the way I'm doing it. I'm using a white paper just so you can see what I am doing. And then like so, will be okay. So I realized the paper I was working with wouldn't be sufficient, so I paused to add paper here. You can see there's a join in here, and the paper extends beyond the center front. Well, back to the class. So I used this mastic tape to hold this one together with this one together. So depends on how you want to spread it. We have already done the slash, you can see. Now it is time to spread. You can spread 2 inches below. It depends on how long you want your A skirt to be, or your mermaid skirt to be. It depends on how wide and how big you want it to be. So you can decide to go down by whatever size it is you want. Now, assuming we want to go down by 1 inch from the knee line here, we're going to measure 1 inch down. And this is, mark it 1 inch to this point here. To spread it, we're going to pull this part here and stop at 1 inch. Now, if we want it to go lower than that, or we want it to be wider than this, or want it to be bigger than this, we can decide to make it 1.5 inch. Just here. We've marked it, and then we'll bring it here. We have 1.5 inch, and you can see the lower we go, the wider it becomes. So it depends on how wide you want it to be. So if we want it to be just normal wide, we'll leave it at 1 inch, and you can see this is where it's stopping. Now, if we want it to be wider than this, let's say 1.5 inch, we come lower than the 1 inch, and we stop at 1.5 inch. You can see that it is getting wider. And that's how you go about it. So we're just going to work with the 1 inch here. Using a mastic tape, we'll hold it together like so. Remember, this is your center front, your side front, and this is your knee line. First, we measured from the side of the skirt, that's the side front, to the center front. We found the midpoint and marked it here. We now came to the hem, and then we measured as well, found the midpoint, marked it, made a line straight from the knee line to the hem line here. After making the line, we cut the line to the knee line, and we stopped here. From here, because we already marked the knee line, we now cut from the knee line here, the midpoint of the knee line, to the side front, yes, but not through it. You can see this place is still joined to the side, it's not separated. Now to continue with your design, now moving forward, let's check something. Pardon my tip, please. Let's check something. From here, that is the waist here, to the hemline is 40 centimeter. It is 40 centimeter. However, from here to this hem here is almost 46 centimeter, but let's say it is 46 centimeter, but what we have, okay, 45.5 centimeter. So it could be inches, it could be anything, whatever it is. So let's start again. We said from the waistline here to the hem is 40, and then from here that's the center front to this hem here is 45.5. We have 40 here. Now we have 45.5. The difference between this number here and this number is 5.5. Now to make your curve, you come to the hem here, the front. I don't know if this is clear. Okay. Now you come here, and then you mark your 5.5 centimeter or inches. I don't know what you're working with. You extend your front here. So this now becomes an extension of your front skirt. Now from this place, using your free hand or a curve, you now create a curve from here, the new hem. Like so. So yes, I have made the curve, as you can see, and this is what your front piece is going to look like when you're done making the curve. And this is what your front piece should look like when you're done. Center front, side back, knee line, hip line, and that's it. Moving forward, now we're going to cut the back piece. We're also going to do just like the front, would measure the knee divided by 2, this divided by 2. We find the midpoint, mark it, find the midpoint at the hem, mark it, draw a straight line, and then we'll move on from there. Yeah, like I said, we would find the midpoint at the knee level and at the hem. We have now drawn the straight line, and it's time for us to slash just like the front piece. We would now slash to the knee line like so. And just like the front, we will also cut from here to the side back, the center back. I mean, this is the center back. We're going to cut to the center back but not through it. This is the side back, because this is the back. We're slashing every part of it, and then we'll cut to the side back as well, but not through it, just few meters away. And this is, see, this is where we have the back. You can see it's not completely off. Good. Okay, so just like our front pieces, I have already added the paper that we'll be using to spread, and now it's time for spreading. Now remember, we cut the center, that's the mid part of the knee, to the hem, like so, and then we cut to the side, to the center back, CB, center back like so, and then SB, side back like so. We cut both ways. Now it is time for us to spread. Remember, we spread using 1 inch on the front. Using the same 1 inch, we would mark 1 inch on our straight line. I'm using this joining here as a guide, so I'm going to mark 1 inch here. I don't know if it's visible, but this is 1 inch from here. Now we would spread at this 1 inch. We would spread this one to stop here at exactly 1 inch, and then we'll spread the side back as well to the 1 inch, and there you have it. We have spread our back just like the front. Now it's time for us to make the curve. Remember, in the front we said we added 5.5 inch to balance it up and to connect from the side front to the center front. In this case, we are just going to measure from here, center back, and see if we have the 45.5 that we had in our front piece. So from here we take the measurements and we have 45.5. Then we measure from this other side as well. That's the center, sorry, the side front. We measure from here to the hem and we have the 45.5 inches. So all we're going to do now is just to connect from here, center back, to side back with a curve. You can make use of your free hand, or you use a curve to connect the two. To connect from point A to point B, that's a center back to side back. You can use free hand. You can just go ahead and connect it the way you want to connect it. So this is what your back piece looks like, the finished look. Now what you do, you place it on your fabric, you apply the necessary allowances. This is your center back, side back. You apply the necessary allowances, your darts as well, and there you have it. So these are your pieces together. Front piece and your back piece. Thanks for coming. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Share this video, like. I have a lot coming in for us, a whole lot.